In this video, we're going to be using PAA cold spices, which you see right here, and the Feather Artist Club Shavette. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and we're going to have fun with this shave. This is one of those shaves that I'm just doing for enjoyment. I just wanted to pick some gear that I know I would enjoy. It's nothing new. It's nothing you haven't seen before. And I think I want to kind of do this thing each week where I just pick something that I've used before and just enjoy it. And last week we did Ariana and Evans the Undersea. Fantastic. Today we're going with PAA cold spices. And we're going to go ahead and start by sanitizing the platform. And Johan yesterday made a funny comment. He was like, you know, you could just wash instead of putting alcohol on your face. Well, I do shower before my shaves, and so that was a funny comment. We do some good scrubbing and cleaning in the shower prior to the shave, but I like getting that scent kicked up and going, and we got a little alcohol, so we're doing a little bit of sanitizing perhaps, and this face can certainly use sanitizing. So today, cold spices, plural, by PAA. In my opinion, one of the best inspired scents when it comes to Old Spice Shulton formula. You get more pop to the spice. There's some menthol in here, and we've kicked it up a notch with the chill mill, which is actually, it's like a pepper or salt grinder. It's got menthol crystals in it, and you just grind them into your bowl. Very cool. Nobody out gadgets PAA. Anyway, the cold spices, this is in the original CK formula. Comes to you for $14.95 for 4 ounces. And on our price chart, that is a good $3.73 an ounce. And again, I want to give you this information so you can use it in your purchasing decisions. If you want to get the most bang for your buck, look at the cost chart and you can see what you're paying. The ingredients on this will show you right there. We have cocoa butter, shea butter, cocoa butter. Really good formula. It's not CK6, but it is good in its own right. And I really enjoy this scent, classic Old Spice. If you don't know what the notes are on that, we'll show them right there for you as well. And so today, we're going to be using the Feather SS. This is a Shavette type razor. This uses Artist Club style blades. Now, yesterday I used the Razor Rock Hawk version 3. I showed you some different offerings when it comes to Artist Club style blades. Today, I'm going to show you how these blades load. First of all, this Feather SS, you can take this off. It's got a spring in here. When you put it back together, you sort of pinch it and slide it back. And what happens is it allows you to pinch and put the blade in. So we're going to use today a Feather Professional Super blade because Junior, the dude of shaving, was like, oh crap. That just went right down the sink. So I'm going to have to get a magnet and pull that out. That is the problem when you don't have a stopper in your sink, and I don't right at this moment. So let me grab a magnet, I'll fish that out, and then we shall return. Stay tuned. All right, and so we're back, and we did fish that out with, have one of these picker things, and I put a magnet on the end. We fished that right out. Sometimes you got to be a little handy. Today is one of those days. So let me show you the difference. So this was a Feather Super Blade, and I was saying the dude of shaving was cracking on me for using the guard blade, which, let me show you a picture. The guard has these little ridges on it that are supposed to help prevent cuts. I don't know if it works or not, honestly, but today we're going to use the Pro Super Blade, which is a little bit thicker this way and also a little bit wider from back to front. So a little more blade exposure, as we like to say. So the way this loads is you pinch and that opens up like that. And then we'll just drop the blade in and we'll just make sure it's fully in the razor. And there we have it loaded, and you can just pinch it, and sort of gravity does most of it. And there we have our blade loaded. So we have already taken a bunch of time flapping our gums, and we've yet to do anything. So let's get on with the shave. 24 hours of growth, standard. For me, today we're using the PAA Switchback 400, which I really like these long handles on these razors. Outstanding. And these handles are made so that you can knot your own, you can put your own knots in these ferrules, and you can buy them and just switch the ferrules out. So that's pretty cool, and I like that concept. Based on the design of the old rubber set, I think 400. And so this one's called Switchback 400. Very nice. And again, I've put some chill menthol, extra menthol into cold spices to get a little more cooling going. Why not? I like menthol. You may not, so if it's not for you, don't get the chill mill. If you want to add a little additional cooling just for fun, then, you know, give it a shot. It is kind of fun. And that, you know, really that's what it's all about. Having fun, enjoying your shaves, and enjoying the hobby generally. So we got plenty of Old Spice scent kicking here. Let's get going. First use with our Feather SS with a super blade. New blade to me, so we'll be careful. And that feels like butter. Very smooth, very nice indeed. Man, that is so smooth. Every time I use one of these, I find myself wishing that I can hone my straight razors to this level of sharpness. Now, I can get a decent edge on my straight razors, but not this level. This is nice, sharp, and it cuts so efficiently that it's very smooth. Now, one of the things I got to do is remember to be careful when putting this to my face. That's almost always the time I get a cut when using a straight or shavette. I get careless because I'm busy flapping my gums, and I don't use adequate level of care in putting the blade to my face. So when you're first starting especially, it's probably easier if you come in a little flat and then rotate it. You see what I did there? Come in a little flat, rotate it to the cutting angle. And that will keep you from at least getting what I call a memory line. That is where you come in too steep or too hot, as I like to call it. And that blade will make a line. And I've done it at least 6 times over the years, maybe more. Just being careless. So you do have to respect these blades. They are very, very sharp. And the super feels quite smooth to me. Feels very good indeed. So thanks, Junior, for busting my chops and getting me to use this. Honestly, I was just trying to use that Feather Pro Guard blade until it's no longer sharp. And I've been asked by some new folks, how many shaves do you get out of these blades? And it varies from person to person. One guy may get 6, 7. One guy may get 15. I've heard of people getting in excess of 20, but I would say generally, as a general rule, you should probably get double what you would get with a double-edged razor blade. That's just a general rule. I'm not setting that in stone, obviously. I forgot to mention that today I used a cube and I put it in my bowl and I just rubbed it around a little bit. So I got a little cube action going on too. And the viewer sort of recommended something similar to that. Not exactly, but it was an idea that I appreciated. I'm getting some good cooling here, by the way. So today I want to mention someone who I like a lot, Steve Walker, Marion the Barbarian, who I also like a lot. We were talking yesterday and he was planning to go down and see Steve, because Steve's about 1.5 hours away from Marion, and Steve's in Huntsville, Alabama. Place I have been through a number of times, and I've had the good fortune of spending some time in Alabama. Really nice people in Alabama. And Steve is one of those people. Steve has been diagnosed with the coronavirus, COVID. We shorten it and call it the Rona. So once again, someone we know being affected. So far, he's not feeling bad in terms of his health. He told me that when I called him that he had a cough, but he thought it's because he had been replacing some carpet in his beach house down in Gulf Shores, which is a beautiful place, by the way. It's one of my favorite places in the world, Gulf Shores. Or actually, Perdido is where he is, but close enough. Gulf Shores, Alabama / Florida. At any rate, he had a little cough and then he lost his sense of smell. And so far, that's his symptom. So we'll hope that it doesn't get any worse than that. So Steve, our thoughts and prayers are obviously with you and your family. Steve also told me that with his job, he doesn't get paid sick leave, so he'll have to take the hit. And of course, I asked if there's anything we could do, and he said no, he'll be fine. So I just want folks to realize that this is a serious thing. And so not Pete, but Steve can't work for at least 2 weeks, because of this. And so not only can it adversely affect his health, but it affects his family as well, financially. It's a serious thing. And so please take this seriously. Steve is really a nice guy, despite being an old man. I'm joking, Steve. I like to call Steve old because we're around the same age, but I call him old man because he's slightly older than me. But a very nice guy. And if you haven't checked him out, go check out his channel below. He's a matter-of-fact kind of guy. You get what you see. But I tell you right now, he's the type of guy I would want as my neighbor. And I'm glad to have him as a friend. He's one of those guys that would help you out if you need it. And he's also one of the people that reached out to me, when my mother had the procedure privately. Reached out to me, just offering his thoughts and, just letting me know he was there. And that quite a number of people have done that, and I appreciate it. My mother is recovering. It's tough. She's never had any kind of procedure before, and she had her kidney removed, and the next step is to test it and see whether it's cancer or not. She's doing okay, but it's a little tough for her. So we're hoping it gets a little better each day, and I think it is. And so anyway, just keep in mind, folks, that there are many people like Steve have been adversely affected by this horrible pandemic, and keep them in your thoughts. And please, give them a chance. I can tell you right now, Steve is one of those guys that would, if he was your neighbor and he saw you struggling with something, he'd help you out. He's that kind of guy. And I had the pleasure of spending quite a bit of time in Alabama. And I'm telling you what, the people of Alabama, and I know people make stereotypes about them just like they do about West Virginia. Everybody's backward, no one has teeth, you know all that. They are kind and nice people. I never really encountered anyone during all my times down there who was rude. Like, you go into the store, very nice. You go to get something to eat, they just treat you like family, or at least they treated me that way. And it didn't matter what color they were. Just everybody had a nice attitude, that slower pace of life. And they took time, and I appreciate that. The Super Blade is working very, very well. No problems whatsoever thus far. Very smooth, very nice. And my goal in honing is to get as close as I can to this level of sharpness while maintaining smoothness. I know I'm never going to be able to get exactly to this level, but these things cut so smoothly and so efficiently that I just love using them. And I can understand why there are so many people who really love Shavettes. And then there's folks, obviously, who don't. They feel like they're, they shave too close. But for me, I really enjoy them. And whenever I have a Shavette coming up in my rotation, Shavette style razor, because I want to caveat that, as Frank Stromberg says, Dovo is really the only company that has a Shavette because they invented that term. These are Shavette style razors. These are actually called Artist Club style razors because they use the Artist Club style blade. But I really enjoyed this one. This is probably my overall favorite because the weight, the balance. I like the blades as well. I know some people prefer the WEC. I love the WEC too. But this one, because of the build, is probably my favorite. And it's got a long tail there, which makes it really nice to hold. I just really love these Feather Artist Club style razors. They also make a DX version, which I've had in the past, and sadly I let go. Sometime I needed to obtain another one. All right, that was an outstanding shave. Really, really nice. Let me rinse. We'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, here we are back with the magic made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber, which I really enjoy and use every single shave. One of my most used products of all time. Thayer's Cucumber Witch Hazel. I really, really love it. This was an outstanding, fun shave. If you like Old Spice, you are almost guaranteed to like this one. So if you like Old Spice, just get it. I think you're going to be very happy with it. If you like Artist Club style razors, the Feather is an excellent way to go. Today we use the Super Blade, which is the so-called most aggressive offering in Artist Club style blades. It was really, really nice. No problems whatsoever. We hit the soap with the chill mill to add some additional menthol cooling. Maybe so much menthol there I can't speak. We used the PAA Switchback 400, and this is a APShaveco Synbad knot on it. Excellent. And of course, I always forget to mention the Captain's Choice copper bowl. I like these sort of bowls that won't break because I have broken a few in my day. Oh, also used the cube. Man, I used a lot of PAA stuff today. And the alum with dry dock off cam. It was excellent. We shall finish off and continue the excellence with the cold spices, which has some menthol in it. It's really, really nice. And again, the way I use these, first I shake them up, put my finger over that and just tilt into position and control the flow. Finger stricter. Very nice. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to have a beautiful Old Spice day, and I hope you have a beautiful day as well. I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.